Hey, it's the Rustic South again. Today we're going to be doing a heart, the one you see on screen right now. We're going to be heartistic today. And here's the heart frame that we're going to be using, the one from the Dollar Tree. I know that they're there. I bought this just a few weeks ago, so you should be able to find them. So what I did is I'm taking this packing paper that I get in some of the stuff I get, and I cut it into strips that are as wide as, I would say, 5 inches wide by 7 inches long. I cut them into strips that were 7 inches long, 5 inches wide, so that they would fit around the frame of the heart. But right now I'm going to take all of this paper and we're going to crinkle it up because we're going to give it some attitude. Now we're giving it some vintage, some vintage, some crumpling. So I take it all and I crumple it all up, and then I cut it into 7-inch long strips by 5 inches wide. So see, I took and cut a bunch of those strips. So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking it, putting it under the frame, taking the two corners and gluing it to the other ones I already did, and then I found the easiest way is to glue. Now, you can do that if they're going to separate, but once you get this thing stuffed full of paper, you're not going to need to do that. So here I'm definitely showing you how to do this corner, because the corner I thought would be a little more difficult, but it's not really. So you take it and just bring it up, and you're going to put glue along the side that is still open, that end there. You're going to put glue along that side. That end, I'm sorry, the end, not the side. Well, this one you're going to put on the side because it's the corner. So you want to disguise the corner and crumple it all together. I cut off some extra. So yeah, so this point's got to be done, and it's got to be done in a way that, it stands out, but it doesn't look like a hot mess. So you may have to play with it a little bit to try to get the point, but as you can tell, it's not taking me very long. It doesn't really take long to figure it out. You just need to tighten up the edges a little. See, we're going to take it all the way around. We're going to take this paper and go all the way around the heart. So here I'm going to tighten. This is the back side. Tighten up that loose edge with some of our handy dandy hot glue. Yeah, and make sure your hot glue gun is on low, because this, again, you have your fingers in very close to hot glue and it doesn't feel good. I actually got a little bit on me this day a few times, but since I had it on low, it didn't burn. Yeah, so keep crumpling it down. It looks like a lot to do, but it's really not when you cut these long strips. You guys, take your paper bags and cut them open down the sides. And you don't even have to cut off that hard piece that's on, on the end of the paper bag. You can just leave that in there. That just adds more, character to it when you start, doing whatever you're going to do to it next when you get done with the paper. See, I put glue on the end piece, and then I bring it up and glue it to the back side. That's the easiest way to do it without burning yourself. So I go all the way around the heart and do this. It took me, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Not long if you don't have people interrupting you, kids and stuff. Husband. Put a little glue on the corner, stick them together. Put a little glue along the straight edge that's still out. Bring it up and over. So what I thought what we would do with this, you can do many, many, many things with this. I have a few of these around my house. Not the way I'm doing it today, but with the paper on them. And not heart-shaped. I have a few circles, regular wreaths. This is the first time I'm doing a heart one in this with the paper. Okay, so I took out most of this so that we didn't have to sit here and watch me do this. I just want to make sure you get an idea of how you need to do it. So go all the way around. And this one we're going to glue some moss to the front of it. Now you can either buy Spanish moss, you can either, you know, use, which is green, or you can get, I think, one at Hobby Lobby that's like vibrant green, and I think that Dollar Tree sells one that's also vibrant green, but I couldn't find that green one at Dollar Tree, and I didn't go to Hobby Lobby to look for it. I decided to use the brown on mine. You know, and I saw this, the heart that's similar to what I was going to make. They had more of the green moss. I saw it on, I think it was Joann's website this morning. Joann Fabrics. So, but you could put some of that green moss on here. Now, you don't have to totally cover it. You can leave some open spots. So I think I left a little more of this in here than I thought I did. But I just want to make sure that you get an idea of how to finish it up. Trying to be a good teacher, instructor, so that you guys will make one. Okay, so there's probably about, I think, 15 of these strips of paper that are 5 inches wide by 7 inches long. I think 15 to 20 that I put around it. But you really want it full, you know. You don't want it not full because it looks so much better when it's jammed full. See how I'm jamming them together? It just looks so much better. So this looks like our last piece up at the top. Now that's off camera. But you get the gist of it. You've seen me do it a few times on here. And you know, in any place that, see, like there where you have some that looks like they're going to gap or something, overlap them a little on the sides if you have to, like here. Glue it together so that it doesn't open. And see, this is really cute like it is. You could do multiple things with this at this point, right? So what I decided to do was make my own color. It's a dark brown. I think I was trying to mimic the truffle color of the Waverly. I can't seem to find it at the store. So I took dark brown and black and some of the dark, like burgundy red I have, and mixed them together. And it made almost like a deep dark purple black. Anyway, so I went around. I did not want to cover it 100%. Again, you could also paint this white. This would be really cute with some white, you know, painted on it. And then you could put the moss on it if you want to. You don't even have to put moss on it. You could, again, 1,000 different things you could do with this. And this is not a Valentine's Day craft. I mean, it could be considered one, but it has nothing on it that signals Valentine's Day other than the shape. So here I'm putting, this is the moss I'm using. I'm pretty sure it came from Walmart. Oh, this stuff, I wouldn't necessarily buy it again. My own opinion, I would not necessarily buy it again because it had so much, I don't know what it was. like all this dust came flying out of it every time I opened it, which I know moss is messy anyway, but I was surprised I wasn't sneezing, but it really didn't bother my nose. So anyway, I'm going around and I'm putting it on. It almost looks like, at this point, from hay. Looks like hay on the on the screen, but it's not. It's a moss. I don't know if you guys do grocery pickup for Walmart, but I bought this on a grocery pickup order that I had made. So, you know, on screen when you're putting stuff in your shopping cart, you never really know what this stuff is going to look like or be when you get it home. But this is it, and it actually, the color is actually what I want. It's a light brown. I didn't really want that vibrant green on mine. So in the beginning, the first part that we did with putting the paper on is the thing that will take you the most time, which really isn't significant either. So put your moss all the way around. So yeah, I'm standing up because it's hard to see. It was hard to see. Okay, so then this, I had this from Dollar Tree, and I just got this the same time I bought that heart form. I don't know if I've seen it there in the past couple of days, but they did have them, and I know they have some round ones there. I saw the round ones in there yesterday. They're not heart shaped, but you could probably bend it to a heart shape. So I took this, and I'm using my Minwax finishing wax on this, and I'm rubbing it all over. And what happens, oddly enough, these gloves are not new or fresh. They actually have paint dried on them. So what happened was the paint that actually was on them is coming off onto the beads as well and helping me dirty up those beads. It was quite, I was quite shocked at first, but then I was actually happy about it because it's just making them more grungier looking, and the color turned out really nice. See, I'm like, oh, where's some more? I need some more darkness over here. So eventually I do take some of the paint, I think, that I put on the paper, on the outside of the paper on the heart. I think I took some of it and rubbed it around on here too. Yeah, that stamper was just too little. It was just better to use your fingers and some gloves. Please always use gloves. So I was staining stuff yesterday with coffee, and my hands are a hot mess today with coffee stain. So here I'm putting some of the paint on it from what I had made for putting on the other. This really turns out good. I like it. I like how that heart turns out. And make sure you get in between them. You don't want to see any light raw wood areas. So here I've taken it and I'm laying it on the top of the other heart form. And what I'm going to do now is, I know at Christmas time, and I even saw it today at Joann's, that red and white string that you can, like baker's twine. I took it, I grunged it up with some of that wax as well to dye down some of that red. In the end, you really can't see this on there, but I'm using it to attach it to the heart frame because I don't want to glue it. I don't want glue all over the place, nor do I want to see it. So I'm using it going around and around you know, just like you see me doing with that. And it worked out great. And again, you really can't see it. Only if you look really close at it can you see it where I have it hanging. So, okay, so I'm at the end. So I tied the two ends together, and I put some hot glue on the knot that I tied because I don't want it to come out. So I put some hot glue on it, and then we kind of managed to disguise it a little bit when we make a tag for it a little bit later. Okay, so there's that part. So now I found a red heart. Here we go. This is the red heart. I found this in a box I had gotten. Um, so I decided I was going to use it. So I grunged it up with some stamp pad ink. And this is where I'm fitting my homespun in. I'm trying to get it in there. So I decided I'm going to put little patches on this heart. So I put some of these little patches on here. So I take my pouncer and go around with some more of the, I think this time I'm using the oxide and the black to help, to help dirty it up more. Again, I don't want that bright white. I don't want bright white. There's the ink pad, the black one, the black ink pad I'm using. I don't want bright white on here because it just won't go. So here's, I'm going to attach it to the heart form with a piece of that rustic wire that you've seen me use before. I'm pretty sure my husband got the wire at Home Depot, and the rust came naturally on this, meaning that it happened over time sitting in my husband's garage. And I have a big spool of it, so I'm happy about that. I should probably start working on another one. Leaving it out in the elements just because. If I run out, I'm going to be heartbroken. Anyway, so I wrap it around, just trying to, manipulate it around. And yep, get out your tweezers and be careful of those ends if you're going to use this because it can be sharp. But it adds so much character, right? Having the wire on it. So here I take a popsicle stick, I drill a couple holes in it because now, oh, there's a trusty drill. I drill a couple holes in it because we're going to use it as a tag. And make sure you paint your popsicle sticks if you're going to be stamping on them or writing. Writing still may run, I'm not sure, but paint it because the ink will run on those popsicle sticks. It will bleed, not run, but it will bleed. And anyway, so make sure you do that. So here I get out my stampers, and I'm going to stamp the word simple on it because I was going to put love, and I thought, no, that makes it more Valentine's Day. So, you know, you could do, again, farmhouse, hearts, XOXO, but then that kind of blends to Valentine's Day. So I decided just to do simple, the word simple on it, because it is a simple little rustic thing that we're making. I felt that it suited it. So yeah, so I decided to cut the ends off because it was a little longer than I needed. So I had to re-drill a hole in at least one end. Next time, not to waste the popsicle stick, I should move it closer to the end. Anyway, it won't go to waste. I'll do something with those. So yeah, so I do a little re-drilling here. And we're going to attach it at the top from the center point over to the little red heart that's on the top. And I also, you know, of course, put some wax on it to grunge it up. It turns out really cute. I had never done this. I had never manipulated that thing before, so it actually, so I cut corners on it just to kind of give it that name tag kind of feel. A tag. That thing comes in pretty handy. That, whatever that cutter thing is. So yeah, grunge it up. Put whatever word you like on there. And it turns out so cute. I agree, it may not be for everybody, but yeah, see, I kept trying to figure out where to place it. But you know, if this is not your version, then make it your version. Make it a version that you would use and put up in your house. Excuse my hair. So yeah, so here I go with putting that extra piece of wire that I cut off earlier. I'm going to wrap it around there, and that's how we're going to disguise that metal in the middle where that bead heart comes around. You can still see it ever so slightly, but not really. And see, you can only see the red on that string. You could probably use twine instead of the red and white string that I used. But I was trying to incorporate a little bit of red into this because I do like red. So I untwisted that wire that I put the heart on there with some because I wanted it to be connected with that. So I wouldn't have to use another piece of wire once it was already there. So yeah, so here in a second you'll see I hang it someplace in my house. So again, back to the twine. You could use twine instead of the baker's twine. You could just use brown, lightweight brown. You wouldn't see that at all if you didn't want to use the other one. So change it up. Oh, and then I forgot I put these little, I decided to do these little patches. Again, on screen, they look much brighter than they are. I grunged those up. But this light I have in here for my videos is an LED light. So it is like 1,000 watts, it feels like. So it looks brighter than it is. It's not really that bright. So yeah, I decided to put those on there. And if you don't want to put those on there, leave those off. Maybe put on some tea-stained muslin or scary cloth, or you could do so many different things. So here it is hanging in my living room on a door that I have painted up. And I was wanting to get it out, get this video out to you guys before Valentine's Day or before February rolls around, so that you could have enough time to maybe find stuff that you needed. And you can also, if you can't find the form, you could cut a heart shape out of cardboard or a cereal box and reinforce it with some popsicle sticks and do the same exact thing. You do not have to have the wire form. I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel if you're liking the crafts that I'm producing. I appreciate you so much and thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Let's be artistic today.